Guys, you know, to do that, was here to come and get the video today, and hopefully I don't have to edit this video too much, like, other than the intro and the outro. Hopefully I don't have to edit this video too much. I can just, like, do it all in one go, because, like, I don't want to do reaction videos to Disney anymore, because it's too much work. Like, really, like, a video that's 10 minutes, taking, like, 3 hours, 2 hours for me to edit it. It's just, and it's not like it's like a high quality video that I recorded on my camera, just a quick video on my phone. Like, it's just like it's just too much. It's just too stressful to edit. So yeah, I just want to start doing reviews, right? I don't know if I'm gonna call these O2 reviews, right? But that, I don't know, my name's Beastboy02. I might start calling it O2 reviews, but that's kind of corny. But I might say that because it rhymes. But anyways, that's besides the point, because the point of this video is me reviewing Andi Mack. This show, it didn't have, like, its official Disney Channel premiere yet, but it did have, they showed the first episode on YouTube and, Disney On Demand and the Disney Channel app, and I saw it on the Disney Channel app, and the show is mental, in a good way. It's mental in a good way. I don't think that the show's always gonna be like this, but it was really fast-paced, but I liked it. Like, it didn't seem like it was, I don't know, trying to go too fast just to get things out of the way. It seems like it was going pretty fast, but it was supposed to be that way, and that's what I liked about the show. Everything, it felt like it was there for a reason. And yeah, so, you know, I had to do a bit of stalking right before I watched the episode. You know, I got to do my research, and the girl that plays Andi Mack, I think her name is Peyton Elizabeth Lee. We have the same last name, alright? My name's Mekhi Lee. Her name is Peyton Elizabeth Lee. We have the same last name, so this show is just gonna be great because you know, we have the same last name and it's just gonna be awesome. But anyways, so the show starts off with Andi Mack riding a motorcycle, and then I guess she stops in front of her two friends or whatever. By the way, her friend seems pretty cool, right? I don't really know her friends' names. Like, they weren't really that memorable. They'll probably become way more memorable, like, later on in the series, right? But yeah, they weren't really that memorable. I really don't remember their names. By the way, this show's from the creator of Lizzie McGuire. I don't know, I didn't really get that much of a Lizzie McGuire feel from the show. I feel like I would have gotten that feel, but yeah, I didn't really get a Lizzie McGuire feel from it. I don't know why I just didn't. Is that a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing at all. It's really not a bad thing, but it's just a comment that I made. I just didn't really get a Lizzie McGuire feel from the show. And then, boom, you know, her cool sister stops by. She's like, oh my god, you're here. So I guess her sister, she doesn't get to see her sister that much or whatever. Probably comes around like once a year or whatever, because her sister, probably less than that, because her sister mentioned that she missed a lot. She usually misses her sister's birthday. But, later revealed that it's not her sister, and that it's her mother. And I gotta say, that was a mental surprise. That was a mental surprise. I was not expecting that surprise. It was like, wow. Wow, that's just crazy. When they actually said it on the commercials, like, oh, my sister has a secret to reveal. What is going on? When Andi Mack was talking and stuff, I thought that his sister was gonna reveal, like, I don't know. I definitely didn't think it was gonna be her mother, but I don't understand how Andi Mack never questioned that. Like, her mother, the lady that's supposed to be her mother, which is actually her grandmother. I don't know who that guy is. I guess that's her grandpa or whatever, right? But she thought it was her mother. That lady, like, no offense if you're watching this, but that lady's like pretty old. Like, I understand that old people can be parents, but that lady looks like my grandmother's age. Like, that lady's like, seems pretty old. Like, I don't know how she never questioned that before. But, you know, yeah, so, but, like, most of the time I'm about to mention, it's, like, before she knew that, you know, her sister, I don't even remember her sister's name. Before she found out that her sister was, her mother. But yeah, so she likes this guy named Jaden. I think that's the dude's name. Correct me if I'm wrong. His name is Jaden. Yeah, he plays Ultimate Frisbee. She has a crush on this dude that plays Ultimate Frisbee. What is wrong with her? Like, how? How can you have a crush on this dude? How is Ultimate Frisbee cool at all? It's just not cool. I don't understand who or what or how you can have a crush on someone who plays Ultimate Frisbee, because Ultimate Frisbee is not cool. How is that a sport? I think that it's actually a sport. How is that a sport? I really just don't understand how Ultimate, oh my gosh, it's just mental, it's just crazy, it's just wacky. But anyways, her sister sees, that she has a photo of that dude in her computer, and she's like, oh shoot, there's this dude, and Andi Mack, you know, secret, and she's like, no, that's nothing, what are you looking at, that's nothing, then boom, her sister, she sets up, what would you call that? What would you call it? I guess a frisbee game between the two in the park. He's gonna teach her how to play frisbee in the park, and you know it's a pretty cool moment for her. She has a crush on the dude. Boom, it's probably really fun for her. And then at the end of it all, Andi Mack, she's like, his girlfriend, the dude's girlfriend that she has a crush on, comes over. She's in high school, and then she's like, oh wow, you're in high school. Like, when she said, oh wow, you're in high school, I'm in high school, so it made me feel old. Moments like this, it makes you feel like I'm too old to be watching Disney Channel. But you know, you're not too old. You're never too old to be watching Disney Channel, because there's like grown adults that watch Girl Meets World. But anyways, yeah. So by the way, I think this show's way better than Girl Meets World. Like the first episode of Girl Meets World, I don't think that it's stacked up to the first episode of this. I say the first episode of this trumped the first episode of Girl Meets World. But anyways, boom. So and then his girlfriend's name is Amber, and then when his girlfriend came over, at the end of it, she was like, Amber Alert, Amber Alert, Amber Alert. Like, what the heck? Like, who would say something? Like, if my name's Amber and I'm walking up to you, I'm like, Amber Alert, Amber Alert, Amber Alert. Like, what the heck? That's so weird. But, yeah, so I guess that, Amber, you know, she feels a bit threatened by Andi, and then Andi, boom, she's just coming back with the quick kicks, the quick comebacks at her. She's like, saying Amber Alert is not cool, because it's actually when a child gets killed. Like, Andi was being very sarcastic towards her, and it was very funny, but then, boom, she scared her off, and her boyfriend, I think his name is Jaden, right, they walk away, right, but Jaden, he seems like a pretty nice dude. I don't know why he would be dating a mean, popular girl from high school like her. Like, how are you in middle school and you meet, how do you meet her? How do you meet her? Like, does she live next to you? That's, like, the only, like, explanation. But yeah, so you know, Andi, she's pretty upset after that. She's like, oh my god, you embarrassed me, to her sister. She's like, oh my god, you embarrassed me, this is the worst thing ever. She's like pretty mad. She's like really mad. I think that she's being pretty bratty at this point. Like, look, your sister was just trying to do something nice for you, you know what I mean? And you weren't even that mad. You actually had fun. But then when you found out that he has a girlfriend, then you get mad. Like, don't even with me. Feels good. Shout outs to Henry Danger. But anyways, yeah, so then she gets a text from him, like she's in her room all mad, then she gets a text from him, then she's happy again. That's how you know that, like, she wasn't really that mad at her sister. She was just mad at, like, the awkwardness that he had a girlfriend and stuff. But yeah, so he texts her, and she's like, oh my god, how did he have my number? I'm so excited, or whatever. Then, boom, in the middle of the night, she hears a, wait, what do you call it? She hears, like, she's sleeping, I guess, or something like that. Or, I don't know, I guess she gets woken up, and she hears, I don't know why she's sleeping with her door open, by the way. I don't know why Andi Mack keeps her door open. Like, I have OCD. Can't sleep with the door open or anything like that. But, anyways, boom, the door's open. She hears a creak or whatever. And then she walks out to see her sister packing her bags. And her sister's like, you know what? Don't worry. I'll be gone. I'll be gone by the morning. And she's like, no, don't leave. Oh, my God. Jaden just texted me. Wait, I think that Jaden's his name. If I'm saying this name wrong the whole time, I'm just going to be so mad. But, yeah, she's like, oh, my God, don't leave. Jaden just texted me. How did he get my number? And then she's like, and then the sister's like, oh, I gave Jaden your number. And then she's like, oh my god, yeah, I'm just so excited. And then, what do you call it? And then, oh yeah, by the way, earlier in the episode, there's this box. Well, it's actually, I don't know why I say box, I'm just so used to using quotations, but, air quotes, but, yeah, there's a box that has secrets in it, and, you know, the grandmother, or Andi Mack's mother, doesn't want her to know about the box because, you know, she's not ready for the secrets yet, that the sister is actually her mother, okay, so, anyways, I think she said something, Andi Mack said something, and then the sister just flat out said, I'm your mother, or whatever. And, like, it was, like, a really, the music that they played when she said, I'm your mother, or whatever, it was kind of corny. I feel like they play some type of music, it was kind of corny. But, yeah, I hate those moments, though. Like, well, like, in shows when they're like, I'm your mother, I'm your father. Like, it's so corny, like, it's so played out. Like, the whole, I'm your mother, or I'm your father. Like, are you, like, it's just so played out. Especially, I'm like really drained after watching the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer. And then they did that. But yeah, like, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, okay, like, she's her mother. That's pretty wacky, it's pretty mental. But yeah, like, it's just something that I've seen like a million times before. The whole I'm your mother, I'm your father. Like, I just heard it a lot of times. And then Andi Mack is like, what? Mom, and then she's screaming for her mom or whatever. And she's like, wait, you're not my mom or whatever. And then her mom or grandmother comes out, and she's like, she said that she's my mom, is this true? And then the grandmother, she's just shell-shocked. She's like, what? You told her? You had no right to tell her. I mean, I at first I was like, yes, she did have a right to tell her because that's her actual daughter. But then I was like, no, you don't have a right to tell her because you left her. You're like you're her mother, and you know, like, legally you're her mother, but you're not her mother. You're not her mother. So I guess I see where both sides are coming from. I get both sides of the argument. But Andi Mack is pretty upset. She's pretty upset. She goes to the Andy Shack, I think, where she has all the creations that she makes. By the way, I found it pretty wacky that she builds stuff like Harley does. Like, I just found that pretty wacky. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I feel like it was kind of a bit too similar to Stuck in the Middle. By the way, this show has a great camera. It feels like I'm watching like a short movie, a short film, because the camera in this movie, in this show, is so good. The camera is very high quality. But yeah. So honestly, at first, I was like, Andi Mack, she's over-exaggerating. Like, she's really over-exaggerating. But then when you think about it, I'm like, no. She thought that her sister was her mom. That's mental. It's wacky. So then I'm like, wait, she's not over-exaggerating. It seems like she's over-exaggerating, or she's really not when you actually sit down and think about what she's upset about. And, yeah, so eventually, her mom, her actual mom, is like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, I kept this secret. And then they eventually, like, Andi Mack eventually forgives her, and then she's like, whenever you're ready to hear about, you know, what actually happened and stuff, why I wasn't there for you or whatever, just let me know. And then Andi Mack's like, okay. And then boom, there's even a point in the show where Andi Mack's at school, and then her friends are like, oh, you didn't answer any calls on your birthday. On your 13th birthday? What happened? And then she's like, some stuff. I can't say it at school. You know, you can just whisper it to them, Annie, right? You know, you can just whisper what happened. But anyway, she goes back home on her motorcycle. She's actually riding the motorcycle, has training wheels on it, though. And then, but I don't really blame her for having training wheels on it, because I can't even ride a bike. I really cannot ride a bike. Like, trust me, I really can't. But anyways, yeah, so she goes home, and then her grandmother actually sees, her mother actually, sees her riding the motorcycle. She's like, what's that? She was like, oh, it's my electric scooter. And then she was like, I'm sorry that you don't like it, but I'm still gonna ride it or whatever. Like, Andi Mack, she was going straight savage. Like, she was a bit upset that day, but she was going like straight savage on her actual grandmother. And then she said, okay, bye, grandma, or something like that to her grandmother, and she was just shocked. She was like, what? It was just crazy, man. It was just crazy. I do a bad job at explaining things, but it was just crazy, okay? Yeah, Andi Mack, she just went straight savage on that scene. I really liked that scene when she came home on the motorcycle. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, and then there was a point in the show where Andi Mack was like, okay, I'm ready. And then she was like, sorry, I can't. And then her actual mom was like, sorry, I can't, tell you, I can't tell you what happened. And she was like, but you said you'll tell me when I'm ready. And she said, but I'm not ready. And then, so I feel like eventually later on in the series, Andi Mack, we'll find out, you know, her actual story and stuff like that later on in the series. But right now, you know, Andi Mack's ready, but her sister or her mom isn't ready. Alright, guys, I thought that Andi Mack, was good. I thought that it was really good. I can't wait for more episodes. I really can't wait for more episodes. Why do I repeat things? I don't know why I repeat things. But the question is, was the first episode of Andi Mack lit? Was it lit? Let me think. I'll go with a yes. Andi Mack was so lit. Let's go. It was amazing. It was awesome. It was great. It was cool. It was fun. It was just awesome, guys. Thumbs up this video. Tell me what you thought of Andi Mack in the comments below. Yeah, guys, subscribe to this channel if you're new. So tomorrow, you guys know what to do. Every time I tell you every single video. Yeah, anything else? No, follow me on my social media, by the way, and yeah, all my social media stuff is in the description. Andi Mack was good. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see more episodes. It just seems so good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, guys, stay beastly.